the most wonderful time of the year. No more so than for the restaurateurs and bar owners. Irish pubs and restaurants are incredibly busy at this time of year. No more so than here in Woodlawn up in the Bronx with this massive Irish community. Here in McKeown's, it's no different. As you can see here behind me, it's a full house. Everyone coming in after getting the messages and the last few bits and bobs for Christmas for that taste of home. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. Now, we were just saying there, it's a really busy time for year. A lot of people coming out and having a few dinners before Christmas.
Yeah, after Thanksgiving, which is the last Thursday of November, it really starts getting busy for the holiday season. And you'll get the people coming out shopping, and the weather is nice, it's on our side, and they just come in and the atmosphere is great, and the Christmas parties are starting, and it's just a good time.
Yeah, I was going to say that there's a lovely vibe around the place, obviously, with Christmas here.
Yeah, when you decorate it and you have it nice and people come in, the atmosphere is there, and you know, everyone is in a good mood.
Absolutely, and of course a lot of celebrations around Christmas focus on food, you know, like big things.
Yes.
And that it's great that here you can still get that taste of home. Irish food is still widely available.
Oh yeah, I mean, we have a big variety here. We do the Irish American type menu where we have from steaks, chicken, fish, and then we do the shepherd's pie, and we do the chicken pot pies, and the bacon and cabbage, and you know, we have a good wide variety, and people seem to like it. It's been working for 8 years, so it's a good menu, and things work for us. And even people come out from Ireland that comes in here, you know, they all enjoy it, and when you hear that, then you know it's working on both sides.
You know, what are the kind of big differences, do you think, in how America and Ireland celebrate Christmas in the holiday period?
Well, Ireland closes down for over a week. Here it's one day and you're back to work. You might get, if it falls in the weekend, you'll get a few days off, which makes it even better. But like a lot of people are back to work today after Christmas. The schools and everything are closed, but most people are back to work, and it's just like in Ireland, it's you have more time to relax after it and take it all in. But here it's like back. That's it. Work.
Back to work. Back to work. No rest for the wicked.
Yeah, well, Christmas wouldn't be close to back at home. Like, you know, it's not much here. Christmas Day is not regular Christmas Day. You work on Christmas Eve, half day, Christmas Day off, back to work the next day. So it's very short.
From local, family and community gatherings, food imported from Ireland form a major part of the celebrations here in New York. So much for speaking with Irish TV. If you wouldn't mind, please, for the people back home, tell us a bit about the centre you have here.
Our centre is a true community centre. We got it up and running about 10 years ago. I was involved with some of the early planning with a priest called Father Campbell, who we just lost this June, actually, just passed away. And he and a couple of other people, including Paddy Riley, who is a well-known restaurateur in this town, got the place started. And the idea was to provide a true community centre for the Irish in Queens County and Brooklyn, basically, and Manhattan, wherever we could reach to. Because Father Campbell felt that there was other cities in the United States had good community centres, and New York City was lacking one. So that's how it all started. One of the things they wanted to focus on from the beginning was to look out for our seniors in the community. Although we do have programs and activities which affect all range of ages, from the children to the elderly, all demographics, single, family people, everything. But there was an awareness that seniors needed attention, and how right they were, because as soon as the centre opened, seniors basically came out of the woodwork, you know, no pun intended, and they've added a richness to the community here that we have, which is immeasurable. They really are the anchor of everything we do. We have our senior lunch today, which is on a Wednesday. It's our senior lunch club. on a Wednesday. It's a fantastic program where community restaurants donate food to us, all part of the giving back cycle. But these seniors come in the middle of the week, and I always feel like everything we do radiates out from the middle of the week here. So it's the bedrock of our community.
Coming up to Christmas, and a lot of the traditions for the big holidays are built around food. And it was gas here, the girls were saying that when the rice comes in, they don't want to hear about it. It's still a draw for the Irish food, the potatoes, the shepherd's pie.
Absolutely, yeah. It's very hard. It's very hard, I suppose, to try everything. I suppose else, it's a very, the Irish taste of food is still very popular here, and like a lot of this generation here that you just met today, surprisingly, I call them the boat generation. They came by boat, and the foods that they left, it's still their favourite and their kind of go-to. So we always have shepherd's pie, we always have potatoes, and we're very fortunate to have the support of the restaurants and local businesses.
The restaurants that give us the donations on a weekly basis they tend to be Irish people. They tend to be most often native Irish people. So they tend to provide a menu which is significantly geared towards that. And we just benefit from that. In fact, for example, if we brought in Chinese food or sushi next week or whatnot, German food, I think we'd have people walking out. So we like to, at this stage of life, many people here don't like to be taking down new roads.
A lot of Irish people here, they want to celebrate those big milestones with food from home.
Oh, absolutely. And there's a lot of places here in Queens that they actually go to buy all of the chocolates and the cakes and the biscuits and the potato, cheese and onion and all of that, yeah. Because it makes the holidays, I always go home pretty much, but if I didn't, a few Christmases that I've been here, I usually go to the Irish stores and I'll stock up on the things that's familiar,
And you can get all that stuff quite easily.
Yeah, you can. I mean, there's certainly a couple of, here in Queens, there's certainly a couple of places that people go, and it's like, and you'll see them, they're chock-a-block right before Christmas, the selection boxes, the boxes of roses, you name it, and it's like, because that's where you have the connection to the food that brings you back home, so, yeah.
And Martina, that's a lovely accent you have there now. You're not a Queens woman by birth.
No, born in a little place called Pomeroy in County Tyrone. Yeah, so I came here for a year 28 years ago, and I'm here since.
Story you hear a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, I literally did. I trained as a nurse at home. I came over here because there was a great nursing shortage, and came for a year and just fell in love with it and stayed. And so, so I'm really, really happy. I go back home a couple of times a year. So
that's great. So you can come back and forth.
Yeah, I come back and forth. Yeah.
Because it's got to be a hard time of year for a lot of people that obviously can't leave the country. They're not in a position to go home.
Yeah, it's a sad time for a lot of people, whether they're undocumented or whether perhaps that their family no longer, parents are dead and maybe they don't have any real roots at home anymore. It can be very sad, and I think that's one of the gifts of this place, is because they really create a container for that, for people to come in and to be with other people, the same cultural background, have the same likes and dislikes, and and just the conversation, and to just share, like, what are you doing for the holidays, where are you going, because there's a lot of people here that their siblings are gone, their parents are gone, maybe their partners are gone, so there's a lot of widows and widowers that come here, and I think that's lovely. They have some place to come and, friendship, community, and, just contact. I mean, that they're not isolated, that they have a reason for coming out on a Wednesday. So it's one of the reasons why I come. I love coming, And for me, it's great because, well, my mom's passed and my dad's 94.
Wow, great age.
So, yeah. So I actually love that I'm amongst the seniors because I actually get that. I get my mother, father energy here, and they're a great bunch. They really are. And sometimes just even listening to their life story and their experiences, so touching what they have gone through.
Thank you so much for speaking to Irish TV. So
Oh,
tell us,
I
how
love it.
how did you
I
first
love
come
it.
to the centre?
Oh, very simple. Father Campbell, I used to know the owner of this place before it was air conditioning. So Father bought it and it was quite a mess. So I'm around the corner, because if you go to the kitchen, you could look into my apartment. So I'm around the corner and this very, very lovely man walks around. I'm doing my little gardening and he goes to me, excuse me, is your name Gilda? I said, yes. He said, well, we're going to open up an Irish center. But I don't want it just for the Irish. I want it for the community. I want you all to know you're welcome. And he said, I was told if I told you in 5 minutes, the entire town would know. And it's the truth.
I'm here 44 years.
Wow.
44 years. When I came over in 1970, April 1970, the fare was only £82 compared to what it is today. But a lot of changes since then.
You know, I used to go home a lot when I was younger, before I got married and got in trouble. And no, my parents passed away many years ago, so it's not the same anymore when your parents go. But even though I have sisters and brothers, a brother there, and we still keep in contact, you know. So yeah, I still like Ireland.
Well, that is it from this special Christmas holiday program. I do hope you've enjoyed the show from all the team here in New York. Nulla Conagiv.